Alright, I have no idea why the game froze and wouldn't let me do anything, but I had a hard crash. Well, I had a reset to get out of the game. I just couldn't even get out of the game to get back to my desktop. There's no errors in the log at all as to why the game froze, so I actually want to see if I can replicate the problem and see why the game froze to the point where I couldn't even get out. So I do apologize for losing the stream, but again, I have no idea why we froze and crashed. So I'm going to try and replicate it again and see why. Because the log was completely error-free. Shouldn't be the new computer. So let's throw some money back in here. I'm going to, let's come back over. I'm going to replicate everything we did. So let me throw the store delivery model over here. Let's grab, I'm trying to buy the same equipment too. So let's get this guy. Let's get our tanker. And again, let's throw some diesel and water in here. Let's grab some diesel. But yeah, why the game wouldn't save and exit, I have no idea. Throw some diesel in here. And we'll throw some water in here. Now, I don't know if it's the big cat truck. I gotta talk to Papa Smurf. Because he did say that a lot of the vehicles now, if anybody was going to try and use them on a different map, they were going to have problems. So I don't know if he's got some kind of script built into the vehicles where you can't use them on a new map, and this is technically a new map. While that's unloading, let's buy the cat. So our water's in there. Let's grab this guy. Let's go back to where our boulders were, or our boulders are going to be. And again, if I have to hard crash, I'm going to lose the stream. I do apologize, but I thought I'd bring y'all back. Because I have no idea why I couldn't get out of the game. Yeah, we're going to have to widen this out a little bit. Still deciding whether I want to keep this bridge or get rid of that bridge altogether. I may get rid of that bridge altogether and then put different levels in here for the boulders to spawn on. which is probably what we're going to do. Not sure yet. Let's see if we can get our boulders again. Not a new island map. This is going to be a new land 16x non-island map. This is a very, very early, like day 2 build, so don't go by anything you see. The only thing I'm working on right now is the mining, just to see if it'll do what I want it to do. So just bear with me. I'm just going to forward the day, get through the night, and then come back to daylight. But I don't know why I hard crashed. There were no errors in the log, but the game would not let me save and exit. And when I went to check the log, there were no errors in the log, so I have no idea why the game froze and I hard crashed. Alright, let me go down, back to speed 1. Let's get these boulders picked up. I'm just trying to replicate why I hard crashed. I don't plan on coming in here to play, but I want the boulders to spawn down in here now and not right by the mine. So I'm making you come down here to pick them up. But yeah, it'll definitely be a non-islands map. There has to be a little bit of water for the fishing boat. So let me turn auto load off. So you're going to have to come down in here to pick up your boulders. And I'm not even convinced that this bridge is going to stay in here yet. That whole bridge may go. Which I'm leaning towards. That whole bridge going. The one we're going to drive through. So you're going to have to bring your boulders up here to come into the mining area. And then you can drive, once you come through here, you're going to be able to drive to all the different mines. The rock, the ore, the coal, the nickel, and the copper. But I'm trying to get the rock crusher working the way I want it to work first, and then I can rebuild the rest of the mines. Alright, so that's going to crush it down now. Now your crush product's going to come down into the bottom level. So let me go up a little bit on my speed just for a couple minutes. So there's your crush product's going to come down here now. You're going to have to come through here to drop off all of your mining products. So there'll be a road through here now to get to the ore mine, which is going to have to get rebuilt. All the mines will have to get rebuilt. So the ore mine, so you'll have to come through here to drop all your boulders off at the mines. And then there's a new bridge that goes over to the mainland, to the top of the mountain, that comes over here to the mining island. Well, what used to be mining island. But let me see if I can. So the smoke particles are good. Smoke particle there is good. Yeah, smoke particle there is fine. Well, we have our gold. We have our crushed product. Let me see if it'll save and exit this time without crashing. Yeah, I have no idea why we crashed the first time, but it wouldn't let me exit the game. So let's get back in here and start working on mining. Alright, so this is actually going to work the way I want it to work. Ignore, like I said, ignore every single thing you see because this is very early build day 2. But I want to now, I'm almost positive I want to get rid of this bridge. Oh, let me put my 16x script on. Alright, so I'm almost positive I want to get rid of this bridge. I don't know. Leave it sit there a minute. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced I want to either keep or get rid of that bridge yet. But we can continue working on this area now. So let me get our gravel down so I know where the spawners are. So here's where our rock is going to spawn. So now we can bring this back so it doesn't look like it's just a big hole in the mountain. So let's blend back in. Grab our cliff rock. That'll blend in there. Kind of, sort of. Let's clean up these edges. That'll clean up. Now we got a really bad transition here. So that fixes that side. Bring our mountain down. So that's that side. And this side we can bring in a little bit more also now. Because we don't need such a big opening now that we're not spawning our boulders near the crusher. So we can get more of a transition now with the mountain down. to rough dirt. Yeah, we're looking at probably a good, I'm guessing 6 months to rebuild this map. Well, to turn the islands map into a land map. Essentially is what I'm doing. Alright, so let's get this cleaned up. Still got a sharp edge here. So this will be, for the most part, the rock crusher. Now let's see if I can blend in some darker cliff rock. So let's go to cliff rock dark, but I want to go like 35 to 90. And let's see if that's going to be too much. No, that's going to work out fine. Let's blend in some of our darker color. Probably the whole back wall will get blended in. So let's blend in the darker cliff rock. Yeah, I thought that would do that. Actually, I don't want to do that area quite yet, because we're going to do a little bit more of a transition up here, so it's not as smooth. So yeah, this area was looking like way too smooth. So we got to make it look more like a mountain. So let's turn our strength way down. And now I can give it a little bit of a smooth to get rid of the rough edges. Alright, now let's throw our darker highlights. In there, and then let's take so we've got our darker highlights on this side of the cliff. Let's get our darker highlights on this side. Now let's go up on our strength. rough this side up a little bit so it's not as smooth. Hold on. Let's go down on the strength just to give it a little bit of a take a little bit more out. Now let's go to back to 0, back to Cliff Rock. Now let's bring our Cliff Rock color over. And we'll go back and we'll throw some darker highlights on it. Alright, so this is going to be essentially like the rock crusher area. Let's get rid of that little bit of grass that was left in there. Well, foliage will be like a whole different day. Alright, now let me get, let's go to rough dirt. And let's get our, back to 0. So let's get our dirt back in here on the ground. And then very soon I'm going to have to make a decision on whether that inside bridge is going or staying. So I got to fix the rest of the boulder spawn. So this will be our new road coming in. To mine. Your transition line go through the mountain. Not sure what you're seeing. Yeah, I've got a little bit of dirt up on the mountain. That's, I know. I'll fix that when I get in a little bit closer. But the line that you see up here is for this white line is the hot air balloon. It's got to be moved. So that's why I have it visible. So if you're talking about this white line, it's the hot air balloon path that's got to get changed. The question is, do I want to keep this bridge or do I want this bridge to go? Does it go or does it stay? Are you one transform group? No, you're not. You're different transform groups. Crap. Alright, so how do you look if I took you and pulled you up out of the way for now? Yeah, I think this bridge is going to go. If I get rid of the bridge, I can do different heights in here, different levels to pick up the boulders with. If I keep the bridge, I can't do that. Alright, so for now, I'm not going to delete it. Let's just get you out of the way. I can always bring it back. Alright, so you have to go. You have to go. So this curve will go. Which means I don't need the guardrail anymore. I think I'm liking this area without the bridge. So let's get rid of the rest of the road and the bridge. Yeah, I'm definitely going to like this without the bridge in here. And I can do a better transition and a better area to pick up the boulders. I think this bridge again is one transform group. And for now, instead of deleting it, I may repurpose it. Let me just get it out of the way for now. So we can clean up this road. You now, what do I do with this old Y? Because we're not going to need it. I'm going to have to find a small curve to replace it with. So I need I think it's a 30-degree road section. Yeah, I'm going to have to find a small curve to get rid of that. Let me try and find 30-degree curve, 45. I don't think a 45 will do it, but let me just duplicate this road section and drop it over here a second. If I turn you this way, oh, this is the section I need. All right. All right, so hold on. So let's get you out of the way for a second. Let's get rid of this T, or this Y. And for now, I'm just going to drag it over here. In case I need it, it's right there. Alright, come on. Just get me to the bottom. Alright, now let's bring you back. Let me go down on my speed to like 2 so I can just get in here and work on this thing. Alright, so what do you need? So you need to be at a 45. You need to come down a little bit. And now we're going to have to go this way. Now, so what are you? Okay, so you're a small section too. All right, so that I can work with. All right, so let's get you lined up on both sides. Just like a little tiny section of road in there. So this 20 is going to be too big. Let me delete that piece. Let me get you at the right height, and then I'll get you lined back up. Because I think it's too low, but before I do that, hold on. Let me find a small section. I need like a little 10 right there. There we go. Let's get you into place. And let's get you at the right height. Roads are the worst. I think you're the right height. Now I can line up this curve. I can get everything the right height because I can see better out here. All right, you now need to go a little bit longer. Actually, I could bring you back. And we can line everything up from the Y from here. I really hate roads. Point 1. Alright, there we go. So that's lined up there. Our Y, or our new curve rather. Our new curve has to come over this way a hair. No, our new curve is too low. That's why it's not lining up. So our new curve has to come up. There we go. Now it's going to line up better. And then how do you look on this side now? I'm not going to know till I go in game if these couple of road sections have to be adjusted. Alright. So now I can get rid of this because I'm definitely not going to need it. But I've got to fix our height on this road. So what height are you? 116. Let's go to replace. And let's see if we can. There we go. Perfect. So let's go like 116.05. Let's see if we can bring this up. No, let's go 116.1. Let's see if we can bring this up a little bit more. Alright, that's going to be a better transition coming in and going down. Now let's fix. So let's fix this. Let me go back to subtract. So now let's fix this transition here. Now I want back to Cliff Rock. Alright, so there's going to be a road coming in. You're going to have to come down into the mine. Alright, so now I can figure out what I want to do with my boulder spawn. Which we're going to completely change now. So let's go. What height are you? You're 100.4. Alright, so let's get rid of, let's go back to replace. And let's smooth this back out. Let's get rid of that hole that was there. Now I want to come over here and I want to pick up my boulders with the mine truck. So let's go, so we're at 100.4, so let's go to 105. And let's bring, why do I got like one little weird square there that I missed? Alright. That's going to change anyway. So let's go to 105 and let's bring our land up a little bit. over here. Out past the bridge. Or to the bridge, or just past the bridge. And again, I know I got to move all those spawners anyway, so. So how do you look over here? We got to clean up that transition. All right, so let's go 105. Let's bring this over to the mountain. So I want to create different heights in here to pick up our boulders. So let's bring this around. And let's go to about here. And let's grab, oh, so that was 105. So let's go like 102.5. And then let's go here. And then let's smooth that transition out. So now we're going to come up here to pick up our rocks. So let me go all the way up on my strength, and then let me smooth this out as the best I can. So we'll come up here, we'll pick up our rocks for the rock crusher. Now let me come back down on my strength. What? Rico. I'm not even going to butcher the name. I am very, very early, like day 2 into a 16. I'm turning the islands map into a land map, 16x. But we're very, very early, like super early. Day 2 build, so don't go by anything you see. I'm working on rebuilding the rock and rebuilding the rock crusher so it works in a different way, in a different spot. I'm working on a mining area where you're going to have to come in here and pick up your boulders. Alright, so let's get, what are we on? We on Cliff Rock? We are on Cliff Rock. So let's get our rock coming around. Yeah, so just don't go by anything you see because everything is going to change. We're literally just getting started. Alright, so that is that. So now I can transition back to rough dirt. And we can get our rough dirt in here. And I can come back over here. We can clean this side back up. And I gotta move all my spawners because now all my spawners are under the ground. And so let's get the rest of this transition fixed. And back to Cliff Rock. And then while we're here, just this section that we're working on, I want to go, let's put in some of our highlights. And I'm going to let the rock take what it wants. And then we'll come up here, we'll fix the rest of the textures. I just want to get these boulders back spawning in where they need to be. So rough dirt. Why will you not let me color you? That's really weird. This one spot won't take. Oh, because I gotta go back to 0. There we go. So now let's get all of our boulders respawning where they need to go. So I need the rock crusher back. Let's go back down. Road system I can close. Morning, sassy one, hello. Yeah, yeah, you got it. I'm busted. You know I need to work on a new map. I'm completely bored if I don't. Alright, so let's go to our out. Let's get all of our pallet spawners moved. Up here. Now, the problem is we got to get the height. As we move them, we're going to have to adjust the height. So let me just get them all where I want them, then we'll fix the height. That first one is now too low. So I'm going to make you drive the boulders to the crusher in the new mining area on this map. So I want to do the mines. I want to rebuild all the mines first. And then once I get the mines rebuilt, then we can start working on the rest of the map. But again, I want to leave enough room for the new big cat mining truck to come up here. And then we'll put buildings and signs, and we'll separate the different boulders. First we get it working, then we make it pretty. Function and then eye candy. But since my last stream on the new homestead map, I haven't even played. I pretty much took yesterday off and just chilled. I started messing around with this map a little bit, just to see if I would like the concept. And then I figured if I like the concept, if it looks decent, then we'll continue on. But ignore 99% of what you see, because it's, again, I'm like very early day 2. We're going to get rid of all the sand. We're going to get rid of all the palm trees. We're going to get rid of all those tan mountain colors. So let's get our boulders spawning over here. Alright, so where was, let's go back to the first one. And then we get our height on the first one, it'll be easier to, which you were too low in the ground. So let's go about there. So these are going to be invisible anyway, so. And actually, hold on, let me take you up to the height. Are these all the same? 11048. These are all the same. So let me copy this one to this one. And then we'll take the whole node and we'll drop the whole node down a little bit. So let's go to 0. Let's go to minus 0.01. Take the whole node down so these things will spawn correctly. Alright, so we're going to spawn our rocks over here for the rock crusher. The rock crusher is still going to stay where it is. We'll have to go back later and watch part 1. Was doing a house. You didn't miss much. I crashed and I completely crashed the game, and I had to hard start my computer to get out of it. The game wouldn't exit, so you really didn't miss much. Matter of fact, we're going to go in now. We're going to redo pretty much everything that you didn't see this morning. So essentially, let me go up on my speed. Let me show you what we've got going on in the editor. We're going to go in game here in a minute. So I'm keeping the center island, but everything's going to change that's on the island. I have to keep a little bit of water, so the center island, animal island's pretty much going to stay untouched. I need a little bit of water around those 2 islands to run the fishing boat. So the fishing boat's going to change. I took all the other islands and I connected them by land. So don't go by any of the textures or anything. That's all going to change. But now the entire outside the map is connected by land other than the canal. So we'll call it inside the canal, outside of the canal. I'm still going to leave the ferries. So it gives you the option to go by ferry from inside of the canal to outside the canal. But you're also going to have a bridge system that goes from the inside of the canal to outside of the canal if you don't want to use the ferries. So you'll have your choice of ferry or bridge. Ignore everything you see over here because it's all changing. I'm not even convinced the road around mining, what used to be Mining Island, is going to stay. That whole road system may go. All this black was water, was under the water, and all of that black has to go to the green grass color. So all the black you see is going to be grass. All the sand is going to be gone. All the sand is going to be grass. So all that's going to change. So let's go in game and see if I can get, we're working on the rock crusher, which is here. So let me save this. Let's go back in game and we'll see if the rock crusher is actually going to work or if I'm going to hard crash again. And if this actually works, then we're going to rebuild all of the mining one at a time. So give this a second to save. I'm going to go again till about lunchtime and then I'll get out of here for about an hour. Appreciate everybody stopping in and saying hello. I can take you for a ride over the new bridge too. And again, it's not 100% finished. I roughed it in yesterday, so it's got some adjustments to make. I have some adjustments to make on the big bridge. But let me show you what we've got going on. And ignore everything on the mainland because that's all going to change. I wanted to get the mining done first, and then after the mining's done, it'll set the stage of where I want to go next. So let's come in here and let's see if this is going to work or if we're going to get another hard crash. So let me delete this save game. Let's go, let's use 8. And let's go in game and see if the rock crusher actually works without crashing my game. Yeah, there's going to be several elevation changes once we start working on the land. And there's going to be a whole new road system. Alright, so let me get just some money in case we need it. And let's bump up my speed. Let's get this gate open. And I think the only vehicle I left in the map was the white truck. I got rid of all the starting vehicles. So if you want to use the bridge instead of the ferry, and ignore this whole area, it's going to change. So if you want to use the bridge system instead of the ferry, you're going to have to drive up the mountain. But doesn't this bridge look cool from down here? Let's drive back out here a second. And all these palm trees are going, so pretty much ignore everything you see. But doesn't that bridge system look cool from down here? So you got to, if you want to use the bridge instead of the ferry, you're going to have to go up the mountain. And again, all these palm trees are going to go, all this tan mountain rock is going to go. We're going to go to the dark gray cliff rock. We're going to put all pine trees in instead of palm trees. So I don't want this map to look like the islands map. So if you want to go over to the mining area, you're going to have to come and not use the ferry. You're going to have to come up here and come over to the mining area. So these tall bridges are going to give the map a whole new look. So yeah, ignore the white lines where the splines are. I want them visible to remind me that they have to be fixed. So now this will take you over to down into where the new mining area is going to be. So if you want to use the bridges, you're going to have some driving to do. And this will all be lined with grass and pine trees and bushy bits. But just getting rid of that little bit of tan and putting the gray rock in is going to give it a whole new look. So if you want to come down to the mining area, you're going to have a drive. So, and then again, if you want to come all the way down into the mining area, you'll have to come down here. Ooh, I gotta fix that transition. And then all of your boulders will now spawn down in this area. And you're gonna have to drive them over to the crusher. So this is where all your boulders are now gonna spawn. And we'll have a bigger swamp. We'll redo the swamp. We'll redo the silt. And then if you come through, you go through the tunnel, you'll still go out to the rest of the map. But then over here is going to be your transition coming into, well, your road coming into all of your rock, all the crushers. So the first one you'll get to is the rock crusher. And then if you keep going, I haven't done these yet, so, and then you'll come around here and you'll get to all the other crushers once we move them and fix them. So this road is being built for the big cat dump truck. So let's come back over here. so let me come down here. Let me throw my store delivery mod in. So let's grab this guy. Let's grab the tanker. Now if I can get this one to work the way I want it, then we'll make the rest of them work the way this one's working. Alright, so let me grab some diesel. But we're looking at a good 6-month build. Oh, I've got something floating already that I can see I gotta fix. Alright, so we'll throw our diesel in. Let's throw our water in. So let's empty the diesel. Let's throw some water in here. Yeah, I got a little bit of rebuilding to do on where the boulders go. So let's throw our water in here. While it's unloading, let's buy our, wrong one. While it's unloading, let's buy our cat. Because that's the whole reason for the rebuild on the mines, the way I want them to run. Alright, so we got our water in there. Let's grab our cat. Now you're going to have to go down over to the mines, the lower area of the mine, to pick up your boulders. And I'm not sure how much production I'm going to keep in this map. I don't know if it's going to have all of the production that the Islands map has or not, or if I wanted to make it a little bit more single player friendly. I've not made that decision yet. So now you're going to have to come down, and there's going to be different levels down here that you're going to have to come down here and pick up your boulders. Is that what the name's going to be? Yeah, that's what the name's going to be, and I picked that name on purpose. Because I'm not, without mentioning any names, someone is stealing everything that Papa and I do. So I want to piss somebody off and use that name. So that name was picked on purpose. Alright, so our boulders, these spawn pads are going to go invisible, but I want them over here. So let's get a little bit of time. Let's go forward a day so we get a full thing of boulders. Yes, single player fine. Single player if fine. Yeah, I'm seriously thinking about taking some of the production out, so it's going to be a lot more single player friendly. But I haven't made that decision yet. Alright, so a little bit lighter. Alright, so let's go down to 1 speed. So you're going to have to come over here, you're going to have to pick up your boulders, and all the boulders are going to end up spawning down in this area. Man, this thing doesn't have great brakes. So let me just drive around the pole, or the pillar. So let's pick up the rest of our boulders. Alright, now we'll head back. So now you're going to have to come all the way down here to pick them up and drive them to the crusher. So I'm actually building this area just for this big cat truck. And I haven't even decided if I'm going to keep the whole power cell thing in this map. We may get rid of power cell production altogether in this map. Which means if we get rid of the power cell production, we don't need the nickel mine or the copper mine. I haven't decided yet. So now you're going to have to bring your boulders into the mine, to the crushers. But this is 16x. But we may go 16x simplified production. I'm not sure yet. So now we'll bring, now since we have rocks, the first one will be the rock crusher. So the first one will be the rock crusher. And then if we keep driving through, we'll get to all the other mines. So we'll drive through here to get to the ore and then the copper, the coal, and so on. And then your crushed product is now going to be on the lower level. So let me go up on the speed a little bit. So now your crushed product is going to be down on this level to pick up. And I'm thinking that this is how all of the mines are going to work. No more sewage in the mines. No more trash in the mines. Like I said, I'm almost positive I want to go simplified production. Alright, so what do I need to fix yet? I need to fix the area, so that green box, that other green box has to go. And then I think I'm really liking how this mine's going to be set up on this map. And we just got to come in and fix the textures and all of that jazz, but function first and then we'll make it look pretty. But I'm thinking this is how it's going to work. Now let's see if it'll actually let me save and exit this time without crashing. Even though we can't keep the save game. But I just want to see if it'll save and exit without crashing this time. And it did. I don't know why it crashed the first time. Oh, look, we got the bots are out. And it wouldn't be a stream without the bots. Alright, so let me check the log and make sure the mine's not throwing any errors. And it's not, so just driving dust. Alright, so I think this is how the first mine's going to work. So let me go down on the speed so I'm not flying around at 100 miles an hour. And now we got to fix this floating green box, not you. Come on, give me the box and not the trigger. You. I think I can get rid of you altogether. I don't think I need you anymore. I don't. But is that going to mess up my... It's going to mess up my i3D mapping. So we are going to bury you. So like you're not even there. So if I delete it, it's going to mess up all of my i3D mapping. And I don't want to mess up my i3D mapping because it took me all morning to fix it. I like the way it's looking also. Yeah, I'm really liking the new, this new setup is going to be really, really cool. Alright, so this is going to be the rock. We'll do like a whole transition and stuff, but this is pretty much how I want this to look. So let's go back to Cliff Rock. Let's clean up some of the edges now. Alright, so let's go back to gravel. Let's take the gravel all the way over to where this little bit of dirt is. So let's finish the textures in here. So I just want to get rid of this little bit of something like that. Yeah, something like that. And we'll get a little bit of, let's get a little bit of the rocky texture over in here. Or the gravel texture. And yeah, let's just take it out to the cliff. And we can even go out this way a little bit. Just so we don't have a lot of rough dirt in here. Something like that. And actually we can put our road back through there. So let's go back to rough dirt for a minute. And then let's go like through here. Something like that. And now we gotta come over here and fix where our boulders spawn. I'm gonna leave them visible until I'm done with all the mining, and then we'll make these spawn pads go invisible. But let's get some gravel over here where these boulders spawn. So you know that this is the boulders, but we're going to put some kind of building and signs in yet. I'm just not sure how or what I want to use. But we got to separate all the different rocks. So this will be the rock for the rock crusher, and then we're going to have to separate where we want to put the coal for the coal crusher and that all that jazz. So this will be the rock area. And I'm thinking some kind of a, I don't know, maybe over here by this pillar we'll put like a building and a sign, maybe a little parking lot that tells them, and a sign to tell them that something about rocks. I haven't decided how I want to word it yet, but we'll do a sign saying, you know, something like pick up rocks here or get your rocks here, and then we'll do another one that says get your coal, or another one for the ore, or I'll let the players figure it out on their own. Haven't decided yet, but I do want to separate the different boulders. I just haven't figured out how yet. Alright, so now that we got rid of that bridge, let's get rid of, let's go to subtract. Let's get rid of these extra bushes. And then we don't need this cliff over here anymore. So let's go 100.2, I think was my correct level. Let's go to replace. No, it's not 100.2. What height are you? You're 100.4. Alright, so 100.4. So now let's come over here. And let's fix the area where the old bridge was. That's just rough for now. It's going to change, but I just wanted to get rid of that transition. Alright, so let's come back over here to where the rock crusher area was. And then let's finish this area off completely. And why does it look like I've got a floating... Hang on a second, I gotta look at my lighting. Make sure we got no weird lights anywhere. Nothing floating. Alright, I think the lighting's good. Alright, so let's, now we need, I want to transition from, and alright, you're not gonna like me for a second, but I want to go back. Yeah, we're going to put a little bit more. We're going to put that dirt back in there because I got an idea. So let's go back to rough dirt. Just for a second. And let's bring our rough dirt. I want to bring our rough dirt back closer to where our boulder, or our crushed product is going to actually show up on the ground. So I'm going to bring this back a little bit. Now we're actually going to transition dirt all the way back. So I want to put some bushy bits in there, I think. Maybe not that far. Let's go to here. That gives you enough room to, yeah, that gives us enough room to come in and pick up our crushed product. So let's go, now we can go to forest grass. And now we can bring our bushy bits back in and transition from the cliff to the ground. Yeah, let's take it all the way over to here. Let's come around. Let's bring it around to here. actually, that's a little thick. Hold on. Let's go back over here, but let's make it a lot smaller. And then let's go. Ooh, that's not what we wanted. Alright, so now let's go back to rough dirt a minute. And then let's bring yeah. So let's bring our bushy bits under. Under here. Let's get them put back in on this side. Back to here. Now, I want to see, I don't even know if I have a pine tree in this map, to be honest with you. We may have to import a pine tree. I don't think I have any in this map. Places. Do I have, all right, hold on. I'm just gonna go up on my speed a minute. Let me fly up to the top of the mountain and see if I've got any pine trees up there, if they're all palm trees. I don't think I have one pine tree on this map. No, they're all palm trees. I'm going to have to import some pine trees into this map. Let's head over to Mammoth Mill. I think they're all just... Yeah, all these palm trees have to go. All right, hold on. So let's come back over here. You got to bring some pine trees into the map. Give me a second, I'll check chat. Do I have any pine trees? I've got no pine trees in this whole darn map. Alright, hold on. So let's do a quick save. Simpson 4478, thank you for the follow, very much appreciated. Alright, so once this saves, I'm actually going to look at the map file real quick. I do not. So let me create a new folder. Just for the trees, and this will be a temporary folder for now. Let this finish saving. Alright, so I am going to go into the base game, and if you've never seen this done before, it's Program, Files, 86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Farm Sim 19 data, and I think it's objects. No, it's not objects. Placeables. We're actually going to steal some trees out of the base map. Maps, trees. There we go. Maps, trees. And I'm going to pull out all the spruce trees. So we're going to grab spruce. I'm going to open it up. And we're going to grab, we're going to spruce one. We're going to go File, Export Selection. I'm going to go to the new map. I'm going to go to my new folder for trees. And we're going to go spruce. I think this was stage 1. Hold on. Yeah, that was spruce stage 1. And I'm going to go spruce stage 2. We're going to go spruce 3. We'll go spruce 4. And we're going to go spruce 5. And the only thing I want right now are the spruce trees. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to close that. So now we should have our spruce trees in our map file. So if I go under trees, I've got all my spruce trees, and I don't have to worry about textures because they're pointing back to the base game. So dollar data. So they're all pointing back to the base game. So I don't have any extra texture files now in my map because they're going to all pull out of the base game. But I do want to get, I know it's a mine, but it's only the crusher, so I do want to get some green bits and stuff in here. So we're actually going to throw in a few trees and some grass. All right, so let's go to regular grass. I think it's stage 5 or stage 5 cut. I can't remember. Yeah, we want stage 4, I think. I think stage 5 is cut. Yeah, we want stage 4. So let's bring some grass in. And now I'm going to create a new transform group. I'm just going to call it new trees. And then I'm going to create another transform group. And I'm going to call it mining trees. And I'm going to cut that out of here. I'm going to throw it inside of there. I'm going to import in one of the new trees. And we're going to throw it inside of this transform group. Alright, so we're going to have our new trees. In this area as well. So I want to get some grass along here because I don't want this to look like the island. and we'll see how it looks in game. If it doesn't look good in game, we'll yank them out. But I want to get some grass along here. And now we get this mine done, the rock crusher done. I'm going to break for lunch for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then I'll be back and we'll work on whatever mine that one is, the ore mine. We'll work on the ore mine next. And I may be a little bit too far, but I can always remove it later. So let's get this here for now. And then let's bring in, let's import a stage 3. Yeah, let's get a couple stage 3s in here. I'll just leave one for there, and I'm going to bring in a stage 2. And yeah, let's get a couple small trees in here now. What I'm going to do, let me zoom out here a little bit. Let's grab and throw a couple trees coming up through here. Of this size, the smaller ones. And then I want to throw, let me grab another small one. And I want to throw it in here. And actually, let me go to stage 3. Wow, there's a big difference between stage 2. Oh, because you're floating. Alright, hold on. Let's bring you down to Earth. You landed on top of the trigger. I was just saying, that looked really big there for a minute. Let me go back to stage 2. Yeah, let's get a stage 2 over here. Now, how far does our crushed product come out? Crushed product comes out that far. Now, yeah, I want to leave room. Alright, this is as far back as I want to go. Now, I do want to bring let's bring a little bit of grass up and around. Along here. actually, there's no need for you to even drive through here. Let's bring that back through here. And again, that may be too far. I can cut that back. A little bit later, but let me get... Again, I may go in game and hate this one. It may end up yanking it all back out, but I don't know. There's a big difference between what you see in game and what you see in the editor. So let's grab... I'm going to take my speed down a little bit. Yeah, let's grab some grass. And let's throw some grass through here. Oh, it would actually help if I turn grass on. So let's grab some grass. Let's get some grass through here. Just because it's a rock crusher doesn't mean it can't look good. And let's get some grass through here. We'll get the landscaping done here, and then I'm going to break. We'll go in game, take a look at it, see if we like it or hate it. And then I'm going to get out of here for about 45 minutes to an hour. So let's go back to forest grass, and let's get some of the bushy bits put back in along here. And then let's grab let's go back to the new trees. Let's grab a stage 3. Yeah, I don't want to go any bigger. Let's throw a 3 here. Let's grab a 2. Yeah, so let's grab a couple of the 2s and we'll throw them like in here. Something like that. Now I want to get rid of, let's go to back to rough dirt in a second. I want to get rid of this little bit of stone on this side. Alright. So that's that side. Now we got enough room to drive our big cat through. We do. So now let's go back to grass for a minute. And let's bring a little bit of grass along here. Over to the opening going into the other mining area. Alright. So now let's go back to regular grass. And we'll get our regular grass put back in. And then I've got to figure out tonight, I'll figure out what kind of signs I want to make for the mine where the boulders are going to spawn. And we'll put some new signs in tomorrow. And again, I may cut this back a little bit going from mine to mine, depending on how big the truck is once we get back in game. And then we'll go to our bushy bits. And we'll throw some of the bushy bits along here. This is why it's going to take 6 months to build, because I want to re-landscape the entire map. Alright, so now let's grab another stage 2. And we'll throw it over here. So let's get some of the smaller trees just along here. And I could probably go to the bigger tree here, maybe. Yeah, let's go. Alright, hold on. They gotta come out. Let's go to the, let's put the bigger tree in. So let's grab a stage 3. Yeah, that's going to be better. Let's grab the 3s and put the 3s along here. And then let's go back to a 2. Come on. And let's just throw in a couple here, more here and there. Something like that. Alright, now let's cut this back a little bit. So back to rough dirt. So coming out through here, we're not as wide. I need to go to subtract. Alright, so we're not as wide coming through there. Now over here, we haven't done any of our landscaping over there yet, but let's grab our rough dirt and cut our road in going back that way. And now let's just get rid of a little bit more grass right there. And that's going to be our transition going into the next mine. Now, let's go. Let me get over this direction. Sorry about that. Let me get my camera straight. Alright, now I want to go back to grass for a second. And let's get... I'm going to make you work over here. So let's go there. Let's go back to grass. Let's get some grass put in here. And then let's grab this stage 4. And then let's grab some of the bushy bits. And let's throw some of the bushy bits in there. Alright, let's do a quick save. Yammer Reaper, thank you for the follow, very much appreciated. Thank you for taking time out of your day, stopping in, saying hello. Unfortunately, I do need to get out of here for lunch. We're gonna go in game and see what this looks like. And then if it looks good, I'm gonna keep it. And then after lunch, we're gonna transition over to the next mine, which is the ore mine, and we're gonna rebuild the ore mine. Alright, so let's head back in game. And again, ignore 99.9% of what you see because this is only day 2 on the build. So save game 8 we have to delete. But I want to get all the mining built first because it's the longest. And then after that, it's going to get easier. And then tonight, I'll figure out what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to get rid of in the way of production. Because I'm not convinced that I want to keep this full production. So I get a better view in a truck or in a vehicle. So let's grab a truck. And let's see what this area looks like from a vehicle. So let's come back down here. And again, ignore everything out here. This is all going to change. Literally, this rock crushing area is the only area of the map that we're working on. So literally, this is the only thing that's going to be done. And I think I really like the green and the grass and the trees in this area. You got plenty of room to drive through here with your trucks and get all your equipment in the mines. And then you got plenty of room to drive through here to get to your next mine, which we're not going there yet. We've got some missing grass to put in, but that's an easy fix. Alright, I like that, so let's grab the cat. Because this whole area is built for this truck. I can't drive through this area yet because we're going to hit the old spawners and it's going to stop us and flip us over because it did when I tried to drive through here earlier. So after lunch, this is the area of the map we're going to work on next. But we got plenty of room to come in here, drop off our boulders. We've got plenty of room to drive through here to pick up our boulders, and I can even line this road with some grass and some bushy bits because it's plenty wide enough. And so this will go down to the mining area. Looks great with the sassy one. Looks great with the greenery. Will this map be able to be in the same folder as the first 3 maps? I don't know yet. Depends on what I do to the fill types. Yeah, we got some missing grass, but that's an easy fix. And there's really no reason to drive the rock truck down here. But if you want to, you should still be able to drive it out of the mines, yeah. But there's no reason to drive this out of the mines. If I can stop without driving into the water. And I'm not convinced how much of that water is going to stay and how much of that water is going to go. But I really like the greenery in here. We can actually make it even a little bit wider and take away some more of the dirt road. Alright, let's get out of here. Because it's really hard to tell size and scale in the editor. So let's get out of there. Let's head back in here for a couple minutes. And then I'm going to get out of here for lunch. So what I want to do is we had some, let's grab our grass color first, and let's get that mountain pushed back. And then I want to bring in, I think I want to make this area a little bit wider and bring in the bigger trees. So let's come over here. Let's add more of the grass coming down here. So let's make this area bigger. So let's bring in the grass. Yeah, I like that. Now let's, unfortunately, I gotta slide these trees out. We're gonna put some bigger trees in behind them. Pull you out. Yeah, so now let's go with a stage. Let's go with the big one. Let's go with a stage 4. And let's put a couple of those in. Let's get a few of these in here. And then I'm going to go with the stage 3. And let's put in a couple of those. And yeah, that's going to look even better when we come in. So we had a little bit of missing grass along here. So let's get that put back in. I had, yeah, there was a little bit of missing grass along here. Let me just go along this edge and get, I don't mind it going into the dirt a little bit, but I hate when you're driving through and you can actually see grass missing. So let's just bring it out onto the dirt a little bit. And then over here, it's hard to see, but I want to bring, and we'll fix this area when we go into the next mine, but I just wanted to get the extra grass out here. And then let's take this guy. Let's go bring some grass in there. Let's bring him out a little bit more too. So let's bring out the grass. And then let's grab, that works, stage 3 works for me, so let's duplicate him. Let's throw in 1 or 2 more. Come on, give me the tree. Let's throw in like 1 or 2 more of these smaller trees. And then let's put in some of the bushy bits. And then let's throw a little bit of the bushy bits along here. Yeah, I'm gonna like how this map's already feeling. I'm liking the colors better than the, I'm definitely liking the colors better than the island map. And so the goal is, over the next couple days, we'll work on all the mines, so we'll get, let me go up on my speed. So I got to get out of here for lunch. So we're going to come back after lunch. We'll get this mine rebuilt, which is the ore mine. And then if we have enough time before dinner, we'll come over here and we'll get the coal mine rebuilt. And then I'm not convinced we're going to keep the copper and the nickel. I'm not sure yet. So if we keep it, we'll rebuild those 2 mines. But we got a lot of terraforming and texture work to do. And then after all the mining is done, then we'll work on the outside and bring all the textures. We'll get rid of the tan texture. We'll go to the gray texture. We'll get rid of all the sand. We'll go to grass. But I want to get all of the mines itself done first. And then we'll work on the outside of the mining area second. But I'm really liking how this is looking. I'm going to save. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to save and exit. I'm going to get out of here for about 45 minutes to an hour for lunch. And then if there's nothing going on, my sister doesn't need me for anything, for errands or anything, we'll come back in and we'll move over to the next mine. And I'm going to figure out how we're going to transition from boulder to boulder. So I want to separate all the boulder areas. I'm just not sure how yet. But I'm just waiting for this to save. Rob TV, thank you. Sounds great. Enjoy lunch and see you later. Thanks, Sassy One. I want to thank everybody for taking time out of their day, stopping in, saying hello. Thank you for the new follows. All right, I'm going to close the editor. I'm going to close my stream and get out of here, and hopefully after lunch I can come back in.